What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, a place to be chilling with your homie Mr. A&D, and also the man, the myth, the reality, Q-Flow, Flow the Rookie.
Yeah, what up?
Hey guys, so look, we're here right now, and I'm just putting a disclaimer out there for you guys that me, Q-Flow, Primetime, and Swag on Zero all did a WrestleMania live stream for night one of WrestleMania. Unfortunately, the video, the live stream accidentally got deleted. So I know most of you guys out there probably have already seen it or seen our reviews, stuff out there, but it got deleted. So for the ones that have not seen, we're going to do a standard review of WrestleMania Night 1, especially since I did go back and watch it a second time. So I have that more confidence under my belt of all the things that happened. So it just be me and Q here doing a standard review of WrestleMania Night 1. You guys can still go check out our Night 2 review of WrestleMania live stream that's still up. That'll be up. I'm gonna change the thumbnail for that later. So real quick, Q-Flow, were you able to go back and watch Night 1 again, or you still kind of got it fresh in your head?
Nah, it's still fresh in my head though.
Okay, because once again, because now sitting on it, and now it's actually kind of cool that we can talk about it after the post news and everything like that, because this match definitely did make history. Even CNN talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, CNN was talking about black woman main eventing WrestleMania for the first time ever. So
yep.
Once again, our black woman out there.
They were scared to say it too, but Michael Cole wasn't.
Wait. Who was scared to say?
The announced team. They were trying so hard not to say two black women in the main event. Michael Cole straight up said it. For the first time ever, two black women main event in WrestleMania.
Oh, I must have missed that. When did he say that?
When the match went down. I think like during Sasha's entrance, maybe. I don't remember. But it's there though. I saw it on Twitter. They posted it on Twitter.
Oh wow, I gotta go check it, because you know what, we give Michael Cole shit. I mean, rightfully so. But I'm just like, I didn't even know that was a thing though. But I'm glad people do acknowledge that, and it's history making for women, for black women, for sports entertainers, for this. I mean, it affected so many people, and don't forget them Triple H's kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
both of them.
Yeah. Those are homegrown NXT people. Those are not Vince McMahon's WWE pet projects. Those are Triple H's kids. So he is always proud, because even if you've seen on Twitter, he was taking pictures with all his NXT people.
Mm-hmm.
That made that big. Like
it's some more stuff that we gotta go back to about that match. But I'll wait till we get there. Let's go in order.
Okay, yeah, let's go. So we kick off WrestleMania 37 with everybody coming out to the ring, because once again, everybody was like, who's going to get the first entrance? But Vince McMahon brings the whole roster out to acknowledge the crowd, to let everybody know that, hey, this is the first time WrestleMania is live in front of an audience. Okay, and it's been over a year. We all been through the dreadful WrestleMania 36. I don't get me wrong, they put on the best show that they possibly could. But that empty arena stuff was just not working, especially being in the Performance Center.
Right, hey, listen, it was the reason I stopped watching.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some things that it could not do. I mean, if they had thought of the Thunderdome back then, and maybe the Pioneer crowd, maybe we could have got used to it a little bit earlier. But no, that just empty arena and just hearing the ring and the Performance Center stuff like that. No, it wasn't hitting like it was supposed to for me. But
right.
This one, we are back, and then we have I forgot who homegirl's name is for
it's like Baby something.
Yeah, she performed.
That's her name. Like
she performed America the Beautiful, and all the wrestlers was up there. The Vince McMahon gives his trademark, "Welcome to WrestleMania." So we get that, but however, WrestleMania doesn't officially start yet because we got a rain delay. So. With that rain delay, it's a rain and lightning storm in Tampa. We experienced it a little bit up here in Philly the next night. And so we had a 40-minute episode of Raw of everybody doing promos. But looking back on that though, I was like this. I know that these people were nervous, but however, they were cutting promos, and you have to give respect because it was off the cuff. And we've been asking as fans to let these people just go out there and be natural instead of reading from a script. And I think like when I watched Kevin Owens cut his promo, I was just like, this just feels just natural. And I think I think it works better when you give wrestlers guidelines and then you tell them go keep within these guidelines, but just go cut your promo. That's how I used to do it back in the day. But reading from a whole script and trying to remember your lines, I'm just like, oh god, some of that shit sounds phony, stuff like that. So,
no, but see, some of them like the Drew McIntyre one was just so cringy because like he's emotional. You got that poor girl, she don't know what she's doing, she's still wet behind the ears. Yeah. And then that whole exchange with him and Bobby and MVP was just like so cringy. I'm like, yo,
because you
get it,
girl,
y'all frustrated. Who? Charlie? Nah, man, nah. She good where she at. That girl was nerd, but like she was nerd, like she kept moving the mic and stuff. I'm like, yo, keep the mic by their face so we can hear them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So all that was just like, it was just that part that was cringy. KO talking was cool because he took the mic and did he did something like that's something The Rock would have did.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Especially if it was off the cuff, like, yo, just give me the mic, get out of the way, let me talk. Seth Rollins was funny. His was funny, I think. Yeah. But yeah, man. But overall, them promos was just like, oh, okay. So.
Yeah, that's a good point because she kept moving the mic, and Drew was talking in the dead air, and he was already excited, and nervous. I was just like, okay,
right. Like he getting all emotional or whatever. She's about to ask a question. He wants to keep talking. I'm like, what the? Like, yo, come on, y'all confusing this girl. She brand new on WrestleMania. Don't know what she like. Come on, man.
Exactly. The first it feels all new again. So yeah, it was
right. Go get Caleb Braxton.
Like that. It was a lot of mishaps like that. So, then now they saying we about to start the show off, and then we get Titus O'Neil, the host, and Hulk Hogan that comes out. So, like I said, I said before, Tyler's dressed like a whole country band out there. I hate mismatched color suits like that. And I'm like, I know a lot of people in my family from the South that do shit like that, and it bothers the hell out of me. I didn't hear Hogan get booed like I heard on the second night, but I did hear he was getting booed. And
did you want Titus? Hey, did you want Titus O'Neil to wear all white?
Hey, you know what? For him winning the Warrior War and for all the stuff that Titus has done for us this past year, you know what? Go ahead, sir. Because go ahead because you're not even going to be. This is probably the biggest you're ever going to get on WrestleMania.
Oh hell yeah!
Because Titus O'Neil as a wrestler is relegated to pre-show. He's never going to be in a tag team again. He's not going to be in no serious singles feud. He is Andre the Giant Battle Royal all the way. So right now, this is the biggest Titus is ever going to be. Period. For WrestleMania. So he needs to take this award, hang it up on his wall, and remember these 2 nights. Now he may not want to remember it with Hulk Hogan after, especially having that cringy fist bump, which I am still shocked that that's not a meme yet.
It will be. Just give it time. It will be.
I see all this other Hogan stuff, but I was like, that elephant in the room is just it's terrible. So they are hyping up the crowd to bring out the first matchup, which is Bobby Lashley taking on Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre comes out. He gets the first entrance of any official superstar on the roster. He has Vince McMahon's sword, which, that sword I've learned that Drew McIntyre comes out with is actually Vince McMahon's sword from his office.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes. Vince got a sword collection like you do.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, so that actual sword, that Excalibur, whatever it is that Drew McIntyre uses, that's Vince McMahon's actual sword.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh wow, see, y'all swords, man, scared the shit out of me. But I'm just like, hey, it's like Vince, can I just borrow your sword? Because you're 70-something years old, got this sword in your office.
You ain't doing nothing out here.
It's just sure. Why not? He comes out. He's very hyped. Actually, when I saw it back the second time, his reaction was kind of mixed. He didn't get all cheers.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured,
nobody wanted him to win.
and I was one of them. don't get me wrong, I like Drew McIntyre. You know, and I like the run that he had with the championship. However, I do believe that the way they pushed the Almighty, the interest they gave him, the way they did, if they minus the Hurt Business crap, you know what I'm saying? I'm all behind. I was all behind Bobby. Bobby comes out, and then we get to stare down. So that these two guys are going at it. They're just beating each other up. But you know what I'm saying? There were a couple spots in here where I felt as though that they had missed opportunities or they were working on highly emotional because they're the opening show for WrestleMania the first time the crowd is back. So that's a lot of pressure. It's a championship matchup also, and then you got to make sure you deliver.
And when I go back, that's why I was saying, like, I felt like their promo was the cringiest because it's like they got to open the show, they getting delayed, they got to warm up the crowd, and it's just like, bro, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It really is a lot of pressure, especially with how strongly these two have been booked. Drew McIntyre, him and Bobby Lashley on the top rope. Drew McIntyre does the fall down, then does the whole sit up belly suplex from the top rope. Bobby didn't get enough air, and it almost scared me. He was gonna fall on Drew's head the first time I seen it. He rolls to the outside. Drew McIntyre said, "It's WrestleMania." It goes and does the whole Finn Balor style dive to the outside to MVP and to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, into Bobby Lashley.
He goes in there and hits Bobby with not one, not two, but three future shock DDTs. And Bobby Lashley still kicks out. I was like, okay, so he's going to be looking strong. So that means when that Claymore comes, that's going to probably be protected. That's probably going to be the end of it. Because I'm going in here thinking, like, look, Bobby Lashley's going to lose.
Bobby about to lose, yeah.
Bobby to lose the whole championship. I mean, I'll be disappointed thinking like that, but I'm just being truthful here. And as Drew McIntyre's getting ready to go for the Claymore kick, MVP screams out. And like Bobby look out so like that, and if for some reason it distracts Drew McIntyre, he goes for the Claymore, and Bobby gets out the way. He flies over, and then Bobby goes right for the Hurt Lock, which I thought Bobby would go for the spear afterwards, and then go for the Hurt Lock, but he didn't. And I forgot to mention he did hit them two big powerful spine busters, but he goes for the Hurt Lock and puts Drew in the Hurt Lock, and Drew McIntyre passes out.
Right. Threw us all for a loop.
Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship, and after because first of all, that's not just a win; that's a very dominant performance.
Right.
To make somebody, first of all, anytime you make somebody tap or pass out in a big WrestleMania Championship matchup, you know what I'm saying, that Hurt Lock is being protected. Now, even though I was like, it kind of made Drew McIntyre look stupid because he don't get distracted before, and I'm just saying all of a sudden MVP says something and he just turns away. It'd be different if MVP like slid his cane in there, and it could have like either tripped him up or it was just like it slowed him down just enough time so Bobby can get out the way. That I can understand that. That's some a heel tactic, and you can't get disqualified for it because he didn't hit him with nothing. The cane just slid in the ring type thing. That's what I thought I was gonna go for, but Bobby wins the matchup. He retains the championship. Yes, me and Q-Flow are hyped that he retained the championship. I'm excited for it. So, how'd you feel about it?
I was shocked because it was like the way it was looking. He was finna lose. He was finna lose. It was like all the signs, man. All the signs were there. He was finna lose. But
what do you expect from Raw tonight?
I don't know. Like, is somebody getting called up? Maybe.
I don't know because as of right now, my focus is because it's her business.
You know what I'm saying? Like they going.
Like, cause I kind of want to
her business.
Bro, I want the stable back. You know what I'm saying? Look, we can finally get past this whole, Bobby losing shit because he's the champion or scared of McIntyre. Like, we can finally get back to business, and and going to get your stable back, going to get them tag belts back because they don't want to keep that on AJ and Omos. Spoiler alert, for that much longer, but still. But I'm just curious to see what's gonna happened on Raw. But moving on to the next match, which was the dumpster fire, and it was the tag team turmoil. But before the tag team turmoil, Bayley is in the back with Titus is in the back with the NWO and Scott and we just said NWO. And first of all, I'm just sitting there thinking like, what can the NWO and Titus possibly be talking about? But Bayley comes and interrupts, and she tries to get up in the conversation, but they both kind of leave, and they kind of ignore her. So it's still a sin that Bayley's not even on this show. The tag team turmoil matchup.
Is it though?
Huh?
Is it? Because what was she going to do?
I don't know. I'm just saying, but Bayley has been an MVP player for the whole pandemic era for that whole past year. She's been great, and for her not to even have a match on WrestleMania or not even just or be the host or even having a ding dong hello segment with a special guest or something like that, I just think it's criminal. You had 2 nights of WrestleMania, and then y'all sit there and make Hogan and Titus the host, which they Hogan sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, they didn't put Hogan in to be Hogan. I'm like, Hogan is starting to lose his magic, and I tell everybody, it ain't just black folks booing him.
It's everybody.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you can't just keep blaming us, saying, well, he said that stuff and y'all don't like. I'm like, it ain't just us. If y'all look out the crowd, I mean, look, we will make all that. People just don't. Right now, people ain't feeling Hogan. That's what it is. Hogan is old news. But we at the tag team turmoil, and we get Lana and Naomi started out going up against this new team, Billie Kay and Carmella. So Lana and Naomi are not even in the match long, and it's criminal that Naomi, out of the 2 people on that team, the 2-time women's champion and the ones who get the biggest reactions at the Royal Rumble, has to take the pin while Lana is right there.
Right.
And I'm just like, we got to. First of all, we need to get Naomi away from Lana. Number 1, and we need to let Naomi drop this glow stuff. Yep. It's time for a change. I'm glad you're a face and stuff like that, but it's not getting you nowhere. I've been with you, saying that they need to pick her up for the Hurt Business. Have her come out there in like suits and an afro. I think that'd be a hot look.
Have her look like Misty Knight.
There you go. There you go. You can have her looking like Mister. She can come out there being sharp every single week, with her, but she can be and be a heel, and just and be dominant, and then you work her up the ranks, and then you have her go for some of that gold.
That's right.
But I really think right now the glow has wore out its welcome, and you gotta get her out of tech because they really. As talented as she is, they just have nothing for her to do, and it's criminal that they have to do stuff like this. So next up is the Riot Squad taking on Billie Kay and Carmella. I love that. I didn't mention this the first time we did a review, but the Joker and Harley Quinn attire. I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't pay attention to that until the second time I saw it. I was like, oh snap, Ruby is Joker and she's Harley. I really like that. Okay, that's dope. Ruby does a top rope senton to the back of Billie Kay, who's on the knees of Liv Morgan, and they pin Billie Kay. She's eliminated. So now we got the Riot Squad taking on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And she cut. So
I know.
Mandy Rose and Dana will come down there, and Mandy slips and fall. Now I seen the slip, but I ain't seen the fall. So when I went back and watched it, I was like, oh, her whole ass touched that stage. And it was one of them salty falls to the point like when you slip and you trying to gain your balance but you don't. First of all, I'm just happy that she didn't really hurt herself because along with them stages, they're like really high off the ground, and it could have been worse to the point like she slipped and fell off the stage.
Right. And I'm glad we got here. Guess who gave Mandy Rose some like words of encouragement?
Titus.
It was like it happened to the best of us. And at first I was just like, yeah, ha ha ha. But then again, I was like, oh, that's right. You fell under the
bro. You
ring.
Like slid under the ring. Okay, like and Ty's like 6'7". His
right.
whole body slid it slid under the ring. Like you can't. Every now and then I have to go back and watch that. If like you want a good wrestling laugh, like that was legit, and just to see how scared he was when he came down, how embarrassing that was. Yeah, this stuff happens, but like I said, it was still raining. The stage was still kind of wet, so but they happen to be all right. Mandy comes in here, gives a knee to Liv Morgan. The match is doing what it does. Liv Morgan rolls up Dana Brooke. Well, Dana Brooke rolls up Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan reverses the roll up, and when they win, the announcer botches and says the Riot Squad has been eliminated, and I'm like, that's not what happened at all. And
Right.
Dave's just like, oh, correction. Okay.
Correction.
Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke has been eliminated, which now we get down to Tamina and Natalya, which they come out and everybody knows what the hell this is going to be. And I'm a big fan of the Riot Squad, and I'm an even bigger fan of Ruby Riott. I was a fan of Ruby Riott when she first came in. She was feuding with Nikki Cross on NXT. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing Ruby on the Indies, and I was just like, I don't appreciate. I look. Ruby's a good wrestler, and I know she's going to do what's to go for the company. But I'm like, why did you just make her look like such a sucker all the time? And and what I mean by that is they hit Natalya and Tamina hit the heart attack on Ruby Riott, and then then she has Ruby Riott in position for the sharpshooter, and then she just throws it down, tags in Tamina so she can do her Superfly splash. Why? And then she goes and does it, and I'm like, that whole sequence, Ruby could have moved out the way. They could have screwed them over because Natalya took way too much time, and they could have rolled up and they could have got a victory. So they're the only actual team in this whole thing. But no, she gets Superfly.
They gave it to the fake team.
Yeah, and then Tamina gets the splash, and they get, I guess, their WrestleMania moment, and then her and Natalya win. They're gonna go face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on night 2.
That whole match was trash, bro.
It was. There really is no saving the fact of how trash this match was. You're absolutely right. I can't get over that one. Cesaro takes on Seth Rollins in Cesaro's first singles match in WrestleMania ever. So, the bell goes off. Seth Rollins, we get to burn it down with the fire. I love the burn it down with his new song that you
with
said.
The new song.
That you like the
I
new
like
song.
it. Yeah, I like the new song.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for liking the new song. Cesaro off the bat goes and gives the uppercut right to Seth Rollins as the match starts, and then he goes and does a springboard, and we get a lot of great spots in here with Seth Rollins and Cesaro as Seth Rollins, like Pronto would say, bring out all the ROH moves, goes up to the top and does a corkscrew body splash to Cesaro. That was awesome. He goes and does this shining wizard, but when Cesaro ducks it, his leg gets caught up on him. There's a super kick to the back of the head. I'm like, that's, like I said, I like seeing all the indie darling stuff. I already know Chubbs out there love seeing all the indie darling stuff. We got a Chris Hero forearm to the back of Cesaro's head, which is, not, because him and Chris Hero used to be the kings of wrestling. And when I say him, right, I mean Cesaro and Chris Hero, which I don't know what happened to Cassius Ohno, man. I really don't know. He just disappeared.
He just left.
Yeah. Just like everybody did, he just left. But in the end, Cesaro goes and gives Seth Rollins the swing for 9 times, but then he's selling his arm injury. But he does take Seth Rollins for the UFO, which is an airplane spin with no hands. And I'm telling you, it's very rare you see anybody do that, because that is hard to do. You need shoulders, straps, and strength, and momentum all on your side to perform a successful UFO. So he does that, hits the neutralizer on Seth Rollins, and Cesaro wins his first singles match in WrestleMania history. How'd you feel about the matchup? Because for me, until now, this was the match of the night.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It was a pretty solid match. I mean, you got 2 good wrestlers. They gave them some time, or enough time at least. It was good. It was good. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said,
Cesaro got a dub on WrestleMania. That counts for something. Where's it gonna go? I don't know, but it counts for something.
I don't know. Like I said, depending on how they gonna book things for SmackDown, you know, I'm curious myself.
He's going for he's gonna a IC title shot though. I don't think they're gonna
put him on the Universal.
Push him to the main card yet. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're right. Raw Tag Team Championships matchup. We got the New Day taking on AJ Styles and Omos. So since it's all WrestleMania now, both rosters are there. Big E says, "No, we're gonna do the New Day entrance right." So, you know, especially he says, "Tampa, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous 11-time champs and feel the power." So the New Day come out and, you know, the usual New Day stuff. They're rocking a Tampa Bay Buccaneers gear, I think it was, that they had. And then we got AJ Styles and Omos, which I had said looked like he was ready to go tag with Nino Brown because he looked just like New Jack City. And I was like, is he going to really wrestle in that? But then when he got to the ring and he takes it off, it's you know, sleeveless, and, you know, I was like, okay, so it's more of like an Under Armour fitting kind of gear. I want to say, They said,
I don't know if it was the costume or something, but they said Omos was doing a DMX tribute.
Oh, well, that's dope too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even peep that. So yeah, okay. So you know what? Shout out to you, Omos, for the DMX tribute. Did it? So this matchup is AJ Styles taking all the heat for this matchup because we're building up to the hot tag, and the hot tag obviously is going to be when Omos gets in the ring, and the New Day cut the legs off AJ Styles. He keep giving him splashes, you know, of course, stampede, stuff like that. And the whole time we're trying to build up to Omos, but finally AJ does tag in Omos, and then first of all, the guy's huge. Goes around, it just starts beating up on Xavier, gives him a vicious backbreaker, gives Kofi a vicious backbreaker, starts running into the corners and giving him the back elbows, and then there was a part where like Xavier was trying to punch him and it wasn't doing anything. He tried to go splash him and shoulder tackle him. He wasn't selling none of that offense. And you know what? It was funny to me. I like how he's like a big giant and he's talking shit. He talks, so that's all you guys, the best you got, you little bitch. I was like, whoa! I'm enjoying the you know, the shit talk about Omos. You know, I like that in my Giants. You know, I like kind of like how I got back in the day with Vader. So, AJ gets tagged in. AJ does a springboard onto Omos on top of his shoulders and does a phenomenal forearm. And I was like, God, he was high in the air for that for AJ. And then Kofi Kingston gets this two-handed choke powerbomb by Omos, and then AJ says 1 foot, puts the 1 foot on his chest, and then they pin him. And AJ and Omos are your new Raw Tag Team Champions, which makes AJ Styles now a Grand Slam champion. If that ain't something.
Now, honestly though, it's about time that AJ even became one. But
I know about different circumstances.
I know. Like he could have had it, you know, like him and like Adam Cole or something. I don't know. But it is what it. Ooh, if Adam Cole goes to Raw, we might see him versus AJ.
Oh, that would be dope.
Right.
Like I
I'm
said,
sure they did it.
I think the
I'm
tag
sure they
team
did it in the Indies, but
no, I'm talking about on the main show on the stage. Yeah, I definitely believe that AJ and Adam Cole would be a great match. Hell, Adam Cole and John Morrison, if he can get away from the Miz, will make a great match.
Yeah, that's true. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, it's about time AJ became a Grand Slam champion. Which is why I'm really not mad that he was put in a tag team, you know. But But I liked how when Omos got tagged in, Xavier Woods did that like that little cartoon slide.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was good. Yeah, kudos to the New Day for making it look like convincing. But yeah, man, I wasn't mad at this match, honestly. It was what it was because of who was a part of that match, and that was the giant known as Omos. So,
exactly.
Good for him, man. He came his wrestling debut. He got a title. I'm not mad at him.
He got a title. Usually, those kind of circumstances would kind of piss you off.
For real.
So I'm just saying.
For real.
Like he just walk up and get a title shot. I'm just like, well, hey.
He ain't really but he's been on TV though. So he's been on TV. He's been quote unquote work. Omos been working. All right. We saw him shatter the guitar. We saw him. He was giving them choke slams or whatever. He's been working.
You know what? I am not mad because I still can't get over the fact of how fast that kick for him to be that big and how fast that kick was to destroy that guitar.
Right. Timed it perfectly and everything. Come on now, don't do that to Omos.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. So after the Raw Tag Team Championships, we go on and we get a teaser for the new 2K22. It hits different. We see different. It's the early build. We see Rey Mysterio giving the 619 to Cesaro, and it's basically all of the trailer. It's only about a 30-second teaser of 2K22. So we already know how this thing is going to go. I'm going to do the whole, hey guys, the wrestling things are back. We back here for 2K. Let's see how we're going to do this. And try it out, and I'll let Q and Primetime know if the game is good or not. Because I am very disappointed of 2K20. And don't get me wrong, 2K Battlegrounds is fun, but it's only fun if you got somebody to play with.
I'm not getting it, so I'm sorry.
I play with my son. I'm just saying, so you played in the arcade kind of thing, and like I said, it's a fun, Saturday knock around the house type game like that. But for somebody who's like, I would never expect you to play that on PS5. Like never. I've always expected you to play that on PS4. I got it on the Switch, So if the game is good though this year, Q, would you get it?
I was about to say, if you want, I'll take that. I'll take the first. You know what I mean? I'll be the goat. I mean, the guinea pig before you get it.
How, like when it comes to wrestling games, fighting games, and basketball games, I am always the sacrificial lamb because it's like I'm kind of like Quattro and Nintendo. No matter what they do, I gotta get the first one. And that's how it's kind of like how you are with Monster Hunter. Right. You at day one, it don't even matter how bad the game is. If it's Monster, you'll let us know how bad the game is after you done played it. But you said you're not gonna pass up on no Monster Hunter.
Of course.
It's I think that, and I don't know if it's first person shooters or RPGs that you're into, but there's gonna be a couple games you just not gonna pass up on. Like I was surprised that I was like, you the first one to get Cyberpunk. Is it any better now still?
I have not played it in a long time. We're supposed to get a patch though. We're supposed to get a patch for it, but I haven't played that in a long time. I've been playing Monster Hunter, man.
And did you still finish any of your Pokemon DLC?
I finished those.
Okay, I
finished all of those. Yeah,
I still got finished the second one.
I like the what was that? Not the Arctic one. Not the Tundra. Whatever the first one was with the fighting legendary. I like that one. That one was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. So yeah, like I said, if 2K20, I am going to start the 2K20 the 2K videos on Studios just like I did with all the other years. So make y'all can stay tuned for that, and we'll see how it goes this year. So let's move on to the steel cage matchup for this stupid storyline, and that's Braun Strowman taking on Shane McMahon, because he picked the steel cage because nobody enters the steel cage. It's gonna be me and you, Shane. And I'm like, oh, this is just dumb because who always enters? Somebody. So when they come out, here comes Elias and Jackson Riker to attack Braun Strowman to give Shane a chair and the advantage, even though Shane could probably just ran up and escaped the steel cage. But no, we're not doing that. Shane beats up Braun Strowman with the steel chair after a while, but then Strowman catches Shane, and he's not having any more of that. Starts beating Shane down, but then Shane hits him with a chair again onto the leg, and then Braun Strowman has flipped ambulances. Braun Strowman has flipped tanks, flipped equipment trucks, and he's selling for Shane McMahon. Omos ain't sell for Xavier Woods, who's an actual wrestler. Bobby Lashley ain't never left his feet going against The Miz. But Braun Strowman is selling for Shane McMahon.
It's because a guy named Quattro wanted to see Shane look good.
Yeah, stop it, man. I don't even want to. I'm just sitting there like, okay, well now you have deprived us from going all over the arena. You have deprived us of Shane jumping off the pirate ship. So there's nothing else I want to see. Nothing. So I was just like, but we're limited to this steel cage match. Shane is climbing up. There are like these bags on the side, and I remember people were saying like, please don't be slime. I was say that I probably would turn the TV off if it was slime. But Shane pulls a toolbox out of one of them and hits Braun Strowman in the head with it, and he falls back. I'm thinking Shane's going to probably go up to there to do the elbow drop or whatever the case may be. Oh, by the way, before that happens, Shane does pull off a coast to coast on the Braun Strowman in the match.
Was it a coast to coast?
Or as my wife calls it, coast to Midwest. Yeah, so he pulls one of those off on Braun Strowman. But then Shane decides he's going to go climb the ring. And I'm like, okay. He climbs over. He pulls out this metal sheet that was up there that the people used to go walk on everything. And he is hitting Braun Strowman with this sheet over and over again. And then he climbs up and he's about to leave, and he sticks his hand in and says bye. Braun grabs his hand, and I did like this part because instead of everybody trying to climb up to the top and casually climb back over where instead of just dropping down, he rips the cage door off the side. Shane is looking surprised and scared, and then he pulls Shane back in. They both go to the top of the cage, and then here go your Shane spot, everybody that everybody was waiting on. He looks at Shane, says, "Who's stupid now?" and flings Shane, whether it be 12, 15 feet down below. Shane takes a flat bump on his back, which gotta suck when you like 53 years old. And Braun Strowman,
I watched it from because like I said before, Griselda was there. Because, they're wrestling fans, West Side and them.
Yeah.
And I watched it from, he was in front row, so he had a better angle at that spot, the toss. And Shane really sold the hell out of that because Braun didn't even throw him like that.
Damn. I'm not
so
shocked.
He really added, he added the extras with that whole flip and all that. I'm like, yo, he didn't even drop you like that.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, you knew Shane was going to put some spice into it because it's one of the big Shane bumps. So that's
right.
That's what we end up getting. Shane takes a flat bump. I thought Strowman was going to give him like a power save from the top, but I was like, but yeah, he's not going to do that on his knees. But then instead of just climbing down, Strowman's like, no, we're going to pin him. Then we come back down here, give him a power slam, and then Braun Strowman wins the matchup. So. Did like the storyline. I'm glad this whole thing is over. Shane got to do what Shane wanted to do at WrestleMania. Let's put this stuff behind us and let's put Braun on something a little bit more serious, please.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I don't need to see Shane for the sake of seeing Shane dive off some shit. I'm really okay. That's basically I am really okay. They bring out the 2020 class of the Hall of Fame because they're going to do the class of 2021 tomorrow. We see the British Bulldog come out. You should know the Liger's not there. Who's the other one? Tyson O'Neil for the Warrior Wardens out there.
You said Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, JBL.
The
Bella Twins. And the British Bulldog.
British Bulldog.
Yeah, there's somebody else that wasn't. It was somebody else that it wasn't.
NWO.
There. Well, NWO was they was there. Hogan wasn't missing this, but there was another Hall of Famer that wasn't. You know, I'm gonna look this up because I'm gonna make sure I give the Hall of Fame its due. WWE Hall of Fame 2020. Because I'm gonna make sure that
JBL,
British Bro, you should know the Liger, New World Order, William Shatner.
That's right.
What was the celebrity inductee? So yeah, William Shatner wasn't there. I don't blame him neither. So, but then the NWO was the headliner. So the NWO came out, you know. Doing the guitar, even though we know Batista was supposed to headline this year, but Batista going to wait for the fans, which I don't blame him because that Hall of Fame was not where it was at, Chief. To be honest with you, but yeah, so you know they called it to do the usual celebrating, and now it's time for the celebrity matchup, the tag team match, where we had the Miz and Morrison taking on Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Oh, first off, they have all these bunnies that's hopping to the ring. They have a lot of bunnies that are missing ears. And I'm like, I don't know if that was part of the joke or not. Then Miz and Morrison come out and badly lip sync to their hey, hey, ho, ho, hop, hop song that they made on Monday. They made like a whole production of this whole song. And I was like, God, this is cringy, and this is going down as one of the worst WrestleMania entrances that I have ever seen. that's basically how I feel. Then we get
super cringy.
It is. Damian Priest comes out with kind of like some Shawn Michaels 1995 gear on with the chains and everything. Then Bad Bunny gets a whole entrance from his truck, which I didn't even know that was a part of the gimmick until I seen his tour day commercial on the next night.
Right.
So he comes out on the truck. I'm just like, man, he the only one that got like entrance. And
well, you know he paid for that with his own money.
Yeah, you're right. I want to say this: Bad Bunny shocked the hell out of everybody. It shocked the hell out of me. Bad Bunny goes around and he's out. He's in a match more than the professional Damian Priest was in there, because you figure Damian Priest take the heat, but no, he's in there taking the heat. He's in there doing reversing, going under the Miz's legs, and playing fast, hitting the hip toss onto him. I thought all that was cool that Bad Bunny go out there and do this. It shows that he been working at Performance Center. He takes it seriously. He respects the craft. That's what one thing I want from celebrities is people to go out there and respect the craft, especially if you're not used to something. And that's what anything. Don't be a celebrity and assume that playing any kind of sport or doing kind of any sports entertainment is just very easy to do. It's not.
Right.
And I appreciate
wrestling fake till you get a power bomb or something.
Bro, like I do.
Now all of a sudden you want a lawsuit.
I'm telling you right now, just getting hit with a steel chair hurt like hell. And was it dumb? Absolutely. With me and Chubbs, we got those commemorative steel chairs, and I was like, well, since it got a cushion on it, let's see what it feels like to get hit with a steel chair with a cushion. And with the cushion hurt, because even though he hit me with the wrong side, but that cushion hurt. I was like, my God. So imagine taking them shots without no cushions on there. That's the that's. It gotta hurt. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest tag team. They do a double Falcon's Arrow. They throw Priest to the outside. That he dives out on Miz and Morrison, and then Bad Bunny goes up top and gives the crossbody splash like he did at the Royal Rumble. And we're not done yet, because now it's just Morrison and Bad Bunny outside, and he has them in the powerbomb form. I said, there's no way he's getting Morrison up in a powerbomb, but no. I was wrong because Bad Bunny turns that into the Bunny Destroyer.
Bad Bunny did a destroyer.
Yeah, or
I want y'all to know that.
That's the Bunny Destroyer. Well, he is a destroyer on John Morrison, who took it very, very well. And Damian Priest and The Miz have a shot looking all like, whoa, I didn't know you was pulling that out your ass, Bad Bunny. I didn't know that at all. But then after he pulls out the destroyer, and he comes back into the ring, and they turn their attention onto The Miz, and then but first The Miz hits a skull crusher finale on Damian Priest, but then Bad Bunny interrupts and breaks with the count, and then they go have The Miz up on the top, and then they hit like a was it the Doomsday Device with a crossbody down on The Miz. 1, 2, 3. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are your winners. Bad Bunny looks to be amazing at what he does when it comes to wrestling. And I'm just like, you know what? Hey, did this help me figure out more about Bad Bunny? To be honest with you, because I wasn't too familiar with the guy or listen to any of his music. But
yeah, no, I knew who he was, but I'm not. I'm not really a fan of his music.
Okay, but how about?
I'm not saying that it's Oh no, he was dope. There's a Randy Orton was on the bump, and he was just like, as far as I'm concerned, Bad Bunny is a WWE superstar.
Because I know who that. He definitely ain't gonna say Soulja Boy WWE superstar. He'll care if Soulja Boy go out there and have an Undertaker style classic matchup. And I'm like, can y'all please stop giving Bow Wow ideas? Cause I'm not trying to have no Bow Wow Soulja Boy at next year's WrestleMania. Just because they seen Bad Bunny go up in here and tear the whole house down. So
right
now, guys, it's time for the moment that we was all waiting to talk about, and that is the main event for WrestleMania Night 1 for the Smackdown Women's Championship. We have Bianca Belair, the 2021 Royal Rumble winner, going up against the champion Sasha Banks. And like we was talking about earlier, that this match was just more than just a match to a lot of people. And sometimes, people are not going to truly understand the depths behind this matchup, and that's all right. But, the match should be celebrated for that. These women went out here, and when people say they wasn't ready for the spotlight, they went out there and they proved them wrong. And that's what you need to do in these kinds of situations. And this was a first time. Looking back on this match a second time, I think this match is better than the WrestleMania 35 main event. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think that
two sisters, two black women who are talented, by the way.
Yes.
In the main event of WrestleMania. Yes, I am here for it. They did an excellent job. It sucks that Sasha got a streak going with WrestleManias though, but I don't know if you saw that. She's 0-6.
Yeah, she's 0-6. Yeah, I understand that. And I'm not mad. Because it's like, but Sasha,
I think this was a loss that was like needed, not needed, but like, all the other ones I feel like maybe she should have won, but this one it was like, nah, the right woman won.
Oh yeah, definitely the right woman won, but she was happy to put her over. She was extremely happy to put her over. Now, we didn't know about this being the main event until the night before on Friday, and neither did they. I'm pretty sure if this was labeled as the main event, if this was the one that months ago they was going to book as the main event, the booking would have been better, and they would have gave them women a chance to have some kind of entrances or something.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just them have being in the main
event. Yeah, that's not their fault. I mean, like this year, y'all back, y'all first night back with a crowd and all that. Folk like perform the match, because if the match was trash, it would have been a big waste of, like, who cares about the entrance when the match is trash,
Exactly.
I don't know if you saw also, they had like little behind the scenes footage, but like Sasha was trying like she was trying so hard not to celebrate Bianca on the side. But like she's just sitting there like crying and smiling, happy for her and all that. I'm like, look at this black queens uplifting each other, man.
Exactly.
She was trying so hard, not like she's sitting there smiling all that. It's like, no, I gotta sell it. But she's up like she was on there. She was by the apron, just like smiling and celebrating.
Yeah, it warmed my heart, you know, to see that, and even seeing it on the second time where they were introducing, you know, the champion, stuff like that. It was Sasha's a straight character, but then when that bell rang, like Bianca's crying, like she is getting overwhelmed by the moment, and Sasha looks at her because Sasha's an emotional person too. Sasha looks at her and she has to look away, like you can't get me right now because we gotta be in this mode, because now it's always a case when it comes to us, you know, as women and as black women, that we gotta deliver on this stage. Because when we win, they all win. Or, you know what I'm saying? But because, you know, you got the Ember Moons and the Naomis in the back also that is lusting for this moment also.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that you give it to them. So, I enjoyed that like I said, that atmosphere, and this meant a lot to a lot of people. 'Cause like I said, it was you had this is the second time a woman being the main event of WrestleMania, and this one felt natural opposed to the WrestleMania 35 one, which felt forced. And like I said for WrestleMania 35, it should have been Becky versus Ronda, but they just threw Charlotte in there. The build up to the matchup was good. Don't get me wrong, the build up to the matchup was good for that triple threat match, but they botched the hell out that matchup.
Right.
You know, Ronda broke her hand. They you know, there's a table spot where the table didn't break.
Her shoulder was up.
Exactly. And I'm just like, Becky went on a botch pad. Like the whole match was just a very botched opportunity. It was not that great of a main event. It was all right, but like you can't take away the botches. These women, Bianca and Sasha, they like I said, I only counted maybe one mishap on there, but other than that, they were in gear, and they was out there and they was ready to go. So when the match starts off, you know, we get the test of strength to see how things are going, and then you know, we see that Bianca's in her comfort zone now, and then we're about to get going to it. Sasha knocks Bianca out to the outside of the ring. She's going for a dive. Every time Sasha runs to these ropes, I get scared, because Sasha never launches herself with enough force to go as far, but this time she hits it perfectly. I was like, oh, it's WrestleMania. Sasha gonna make sure she don't mess up. But little did I know, it was a successful splash, because Bianca rolls through it, and then military presses Sasha Banks up in the air, walks back up the steel steps, and tosses her back into the ring to show off her feat of strength. And once I seen that, I said, they're locked in. This is going on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Prove all the haters wrong.
Right.
Prove them wrong, because they say y'all not ready for this stage. No, y'all beyond ready for this stage. So, you know, I was proud of that. We get Bianca Belair once again showing off her strength to Sasha Banks, giving her those Tully Blanchard suplexes, springboarding her off the ropes, and then trying to take squat thrust while she has her in the suplex. Sasha, by the way, is fighting, hitting Bianca in the ribs to try to get her out of this thing, but Bianca still overpowers it, and it gives her a suplex, just, you know, showing off the strength. But then Sasha's not done yet neither, as Sasha makes herself a comeback, gets Bianca tied up on the top ropes, and it's like literally kicking her right like the face. You see the slow motion of like the kicks that she's giving Bianca in the face. Like they really giving it to each other. She goes up top for that like Del Rio double foot stomp, but then Bianca moves out the way, gets out the way, and forgot the next sequence that happened after that. But we do get she takes down Sasha, and she's about to go for the 450, but then Sasha gets the knees up. a good reversal at the 450, tries to go for the bank statement and using her hair as leverage in the bank statement. As Bianca gets to the ropes, Sasha kicks back off the ropes, but then Bianca rolls back through it and grabs the rope. So I thought that was a creative way to do it, because nobody really rolls back with the momentum and have the momentum used against them. This is the only missed call I've seen in the match where we've seen Sasha has Bianca down. She's going up top rope. It looks like she's going for a meteor, because Sasha hits that in literally every one of her matches. But Bianca did not get up, or she missed the cue, and then Sasha turns it into like a little bit of a frog splash, and it comes up like a little sloppy kind of splash. But I think it was just a whole thing of miscommunication, because Bianca didn't get up, or she didn't know what was coming to her. But that's the only truly botched or messed up thing that I kind of seen in the match. It didn't even look that bad. So then Bianca is fighting back, takes down Sasha, does this time hit a 450 on Sasha, pins her, and literally is about to come down to 3, but Sasha kicks out just in time. She did a great job of doing that, and Bianca is just beside herself,
frustrated. Yep.
And I was just like, whoo, because first of all, it's impressive that you're doing a 450 in the first place. Not a lot of women wrestlers
are doing these cruiserweight type moves.
Exactly. A lot of women I don't see doing these these certain kinds of moves, or taking certain kind of punishment. So
right.
I'm so happy for Bianca Belair. We got this kind of thing from her. So Sasha grabs her hair, and then Bianca's like, "Nah, it's my time." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you not winning, Sasha." She goes and pulls Sasha closer to her, and then as they fight over the hair, she goes for the KOD. Sasha lands on her feet, runs up to Bianca, and gets hair whipped. I mean, literally the reaction of the natural crowd. I'm not talking about the piped in sound stuff. I'm talking about the natural crowd. When she gets hair whipped, they all gasp, because you can hear it. You can't thigh slap a whip, and I'm like,
nope, bro. We heard it out the window, bro.
Exactly.
I heard it outside.
Everybody was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And then if you see, Sasha got this whelp, this long whelp right there on her. And I'm like, "Yo, she really ate that. She really ate all of that." I think
she apologized.
You said what? She apologized?
I think Bianca's on camera, and I think she apologized.
No, I mean, privately, sure. I mean, but I'm pretty sure Sasha knows, because first of all, if you do that, it's like when she did the hair whip to Rhea Ripley, and it's like you see the marks on Rhea Ripley with the hair whip. I'm like, you're in a wrestling match. You're going to take this shit. It's kind of like when Bianca, like, you see where she stomped her face out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she straight kicked Bianca straight in her face. I'm just like, yo, we wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta make each other's shit look good. So she hits the KOD to Sasha Banks. 1, 2, 3. Thank God I missed Michael Cole's botch call, and I had to see it on the replay, unfortunately. He was like, Sasha kicked out, and I'm like, she didn't kick out. She won the matchup, and Bianca Belair is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. And the whole crowd is going crazy. Her dad is, everybody has now confirmed that her dad got so excited he almost fell over the barricade, and the security had to pick him up and stuff like that. I mean, it's just good to see that level of excitement on there as well. But now,
they didn't show Montez Ford going to the ring.
No, okay, so I seen the backstage clip of him being backstage, and then he picked her up.
He just picked her up.
Yeah, I thought.
No, but he went to the ring.
Yeah, he wanted to go celebrate with her in the ring with her fan. It's after the cameras went off.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to the ring to go celebrate with her, and everybody said it was a great moment and everything. So I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was great, and it made me feel happy. You know, and I don't care how we get a W. Like in your words, no matter how we get it, we got it.
We got it. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things. There's a lot of victories that we got over the past century when it comes to us, and it wasn't because it was the moral right thing to do. It's just we got it because we got it. So I'm going to enjoy the W wise here. They put on a hell of a main event. They did a great job. Like I said, the bill was shaky coming up to it, but they delivered what they need to do. And I hope that the rivalry ain't over. It shouldn't be over. Like, I want Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks to be the rivalry of the year. I want them to continue to fight, have more matches, have more tag team matches, because Sasha still is not. She's arrogant, but she's still not full on heel Sasha yet.
Right.
And I think that's where it needs to be. Like, we need to have that program. It needs to be full on heel, because right now she kept calling her a rookie. She didn't take her seriously, but now she's gonna probably take her seriously. It's probably gonna be a rematch at Backlash. Like I said, I had Sasha win the money in the bank, and then she can go on and face her again at SummerSlam. Y'all can have them.
I'll be there for that.
Yeah, y'all can have them go back and forth for the titles, because it's great that we got that win at WrestleMania. We had the main event, saying we made history for women and black women and all that stuff like that. But however, let's up the ante. Let's give them a rivalry. Let's make them work all year long. Let's see how they do with that. Yeah. So that was WrestleMania Night 1, and especially watching it again on the second time, I'm giving Night 1 minus the Tag Team Turmoil matchup. I'm giving it a B. A solid B.
I'm giving it a B.
Yeah, a solid B or a B plus. I think on the last show I was a little bit too hard on it, but now since I did, since that's done, it's a little bit better now. So yeah, that's why I want to give it. You in the same boat?
Yeah, because it was more on there that I liked versus what I didn't like.
Exactly, but I do know now.
I'm not gonna...
It has gained interest for me to actually watch and review Raw, so that was something you guys could be looking forward to tonight. But you guys can post down your comments down below. How did you guys enjoy Night 1 of WrestleMania? Hit the like button if you guys enjoy our video. Hit the subscribe button for more. The pay-per-views will still be live streams, so make sure we'll be back May 16th for WrestleMania Backlash review.
All right, gotta make sure I take off for that.
Yeah, WrestleMania Backlash review. That's on that Sunday. So we'll be back to the live streams and everything, and then we're gonna do our best to make sure we don't have that mess that we had trying to get up on a live stream again. So once again, this is NCN Place to Be. Joe Mr. D, and the man, the myth, the reality. Q-Flow, Flow the Rookie.
All right, I'll take it easy.
All right, and Nerd Coalition is out.